What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So if you have spent any amount of time on the internet, then I'm sure you have seen those countless videos and articles about how to make passive income. But typically these strategies that you see are things like buying real estate or selling digital products. And with the exception of a few cases, that's usually geared towards grown adults. So knowing that I have a younger audience here on the channel, today I want to talk about some of the best realistic strategies that you can use as a teenager or young adult to start building those passive streams of income. And at the end, I'm also going to show you the exact method that I used to turn $100 into well over $10,000 when I was a teenager in high school. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Alright, so right off the bat, there are a million different ways that you can start making money as a teenager. And today I want to really focus on passive forms of income, as I mentioned earlier. But remember that passive income does usually require a lot of work up front so that you can continually earn money in the foreseeable future and even while you sleep. So unfortunately, there isn't a get-rich-quick way to just start making thousands of dollars per day, because if it was that easy, then all of us would be driving around in Ferraris. So with so many different options, it can be really hard to sort through all of that nonsense and get to the legitimate ways that you can actually start building those forms of passive income. So the first way that you can start making some of that passive income that might sound a little bit outdated, but I promise is just as relevant today as ever, is actually blogging. I know it might sound a little bit ridiculous, but if you have decent writing skills and a message that you want to share with the world, then a blog is a fantastic way to get that message out there, get some traffic to a website, and ultimately earn that form of passive income once you're able to put ads on your blog. Plus, you also get the opportunity to hopefully write about something that you're knowledgeable about and also care about as well. Okay, but this sounds really confusing and complicated, and how do you even go about starting a blog and getting people to actually read it? Well, that is a fantastic question, and I'm sure we won't be able to cover everything today and all the intricacies, but here's a quick rundown on how this works. First, you need to pick a topic or niche that your blog is going to be about, and the more specific, the better, because you're going to get those foundational supporters that are really into that specific topic that you selected. Then, as you're able to grow and get some more traffic to that blog, you can start to branch out and talk about some other topics that are in a similar niche. Now, as far as where to actually post that blog and get website traffic, there are tons of options, and lucky for you, we're not living in the 90s anymore, and there are even entire companies and websites that are literally built for helping you get your blog off the ground. So I'd recommend just doing a quick Google search on how to create a blog online, but at the very least, you can create a very simple website on a free-to-use service like Wix and start posting your articles and then work out all of those small details down the road. You're not going to have all of the answers and have everything perfect before you start posting and writing everything. So what's important is that you just get the ball rolling and put some of your writing out there and learn from your mistakes as you go. So from there, you'll just need to learn some really basic techniques on what's called SEO, or search engine optimization, that allows your blog to show up in search results when someone Googles a particular question or topic. So let's say you write a blog about the best bank accounts for teenagers. Well, by matching the title to the actual content itself and pushing that article on places like Facebook, you'll be able to gain some of that traffic and work your way up the Google search results for best bank accounts for teenagers. Now, obviously, this is much easier said than done, and again, it's going to take time. But once you're able to get some traffic to that website, you can sign up for what's called Google AdSense, which is the same platform that YouTubers use to run ads on their videos, and this will allow you to start earning some money from your blog. Now, this was a really quick glimpse on how to do this, so check out the many resources that are online on how to get started with your own blog. But again, if you have decent writing skills and you are knowledgeable in a particular topic, then why not share that knowledge with the world and make a little money on the side as well? Now, that transitions really nicely into the second way of earning passive income as a teenager, and that is starting a YouTube channel. This is going to work in the exact same way as a blog, but instead of writing your content and posting it as an article, you simply talk about it in front of a camera and make a nicely edited video. Now, this is going to take a little bit more skill in terms of shooting the video and editing everything, but when I started this channel just a few months ago, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I had no experience with any of this, and as I'm sure you can tell from the progression of the video quality, you just are going to learn as you go and learn from your mistakes. I think we can all agree that the first several videos on this channel absolutely sucked as far as quality, and there are still things that drive me really crazy about my current content that I am constantly trying to learn from and improve upon. So just like the blog, once you create your channel, the most important thing is that you just start posting whether you you have everything figured out or not. Because the worst thing that can happen is you have no views on your video, but if you never put anything out there in the first place, then there's no video to get any views. I shot my first several videos on my iPhone in my college dorm room, and I slowly started to add new things that helped improve the quality of the videos just a little bit more, like lights, a proper camera, and a decent microphone. But you absolutely do not need any fancy gear to produce a high quality piece of content. So as I mentioned earlier, once you hit the monetization requirements on YouTube, you can then link your channel to a Google AdSense account and start making a little bit of money from the videos that you're creating. When it comes to blogs and YouTube channels, it is going to be a long grind at the beginning, and it could take you months, if not years, to start earning a significant income from your channel. But if you're talking about something that you're passionate about anyways, and you're willing to put in the time to learn how to write quality scripts and edit videos that are engaging for your audience, then honestly, it's just fun to go through that process and see your channel grow over time. Plus, as someone who was just monetized a few months ago, I can tell you that it is a really great feeling to finally see all of those months of hard work start to pay off, even if it is just a little bit. Okay, so those first two methods are pretty similar, and whether you tackle a blog, a YouTube channel, or even both, my biggest tip to you is just to get started. It's so easy to compare your first video to a creator's 1000th video, but that is totally not helpful because I promise everyone starts from square one, and you just need to get the ball rolling and see where it takes you. So outside of those first two options, the other way that I have seen some teenagers make bank is with Instagram theme pages. Now, unlike YouTube, Instagram and a lot of other platforms don't directly pay content creators on a massive scale for the content that they are creating. For example, on YouTube, when I run an ad, I get a small cut of that, and YouTube also takes a small cut of that, and they're sharing those profits with the creators of the content, which is amazing. So with something like Instagram, you might be wondering, well, how am I going to make any money from this? Well, as you'll learn with most things on the internet, where there is an audience, there is typically an opportunity, whether that be spreading your message to a large audience or earning a financial compensation, or hopefully both of those things together. So the idea with an Instagram theme page is you pick a topic or niche that you are knowledgeable about, and you can start to build a community around that topic. Maybe it's a celebrity fan page, or maybe even a meme page. It honestly doesn't really matter, but as long as you are knowledgeable about that and able to build that community, there is an opportunity for financial gain and to spread your message as well. So once you're able to build up a sizable audience on Instagram or a similar platform, there are a number of ways that you can make a lot of money from these theme pages. First, you can do sponsored posts with either brands or promoting other accounts, and by putting that message in front of your audience as part of your regular content, you're able to not only spread that message and hopefully a product that you believe in, but also earn that form of income as well. So let's say you have a theme page about fitness, and maybe you have a favorite protein powder that you swear by. Well, maybe you could do a sponsored post with that particular protein powder company and promote a product that you truly believe in and use yourself, while also earning that form of passive income and sharing that message with your audience. There's also opportunities with affiliate marketing, which is basically where you get a small piece of the action every time someone buys a particular product through your link, and also various ways that you can promote your own goods and services as well. Now again, this is going to take time, and in order to make any substantial form of income, you're going to have to build up a pretty large audience. But if you pick a topic that is relatively niche but still has a large audience around it, then you can limit the amount of competition that you have and build a large community in a relatively short period of time. Again, definitely check out resources online about how to start one of these theme pages, but this is a great way for teenagers to build that passive form of income, and you can make a lot of money doing this correctly. Okay, so now that we've talked about those three ways of building passive forms of income, I want to show you the exact way that I was able to turn $100 into over $10,000 when I was a teenager. Now, I didn't buy real estate at 17 or sell digital products because, let's be honest, despite what you see online a lot of the times, this is just not normal for teenagers. The way that I was able to turn $100 into $10,000 is actually a method that I have talked about a few times before on the channel, and that is laptop flipping. Now, right off the bat, I want to make it clear that this is not entirely passive because you are going to have to actively be doing things, but I would argue that most forms of passive income require either significant work upfront or some form of maintenance in order to maintain that form of income. So as painful as it is for me to recommend this, the very first video on my channel does break down exactly how I was able to make several $1,000s per month in profit flipping laptops as a teenager. Now, the quality of that video is absolute garbage, but the content itself is decent. So if you are looking for a step-by-step guide on how to do this, then definitely check out that video. But in a nutshell, I started with just $100 as a freshman in high school, and I bought my first device that I wanted to flip, which was an iPhone 5C, which was that tiny little plastic phone that they sold that came in all kinds of crazy colors. Now, obviously, an iPhone is not a laptop, but I started small and bought that phone for $100 and sold it for $130 and then reinvested that and bought another phone for $130 and sold it for $200 and so on and so forth. And between doing that and working my regular job in high school, I eventually saved up enough money to buy my first MacBook, which is obviously going to cost you a lot more than your average phone, but the amount of money that you're able to make on a MacBook is much higher as well. So I did this on and off all throughout high school, but there were bursts of time where I was making several $1,000s per month in profit just by buying a handful of laptops locally for cash and then selling them online on a site like Swappa. I know it's a very simple business model to buy low and sell high, but it really does work. And whether it's electronics for you or maybe buying and selling something completely different, reselling items is a fantastic way to start making some pretty substantial money at a young age. And I know it's not completely passive, but once you get really efficient at the process of taking pictures and listing everything, I think you will be really surprised at how much money you're able to make by putting in pretty few hours every single week. So be sure to check out that video if you want a step-by-step guide on how to flip laptops, and let me know what other forms of passive income you have found as a teenager or young adult. If you did enjoy today's video, it would mean a lot to me if you would hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who you think could enjoy this content as well. And as always, thank you so much for your time. I seriously do appreciate it so much. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.